Hello everyone, welcome to mindovermania. My name is Chris, and we are doing another pick a card reading. Today's topic is, how do I forgive this person? This person could either be a family member, an ex-partner, or even yourself. There's a lot of different energies that could be going on with this, so please keep in mind that this is a general message and not all messages will apply to your specific situation. And if you're going through a difficult time right now, please consider talking to a professional therapist. If you would also like more in-depth information to your particular situation, because again, this is a general message, so not everything will apply to you. Feel free to book a reading with me. Links are in the description down below. Please like, subscribe, and comment after your reading. It helps my algorithm and lets me know if I'm doing a good job or not. In order to pick your pile, put both feet firmly on the ground, take a couple deep breaths. After you've quieted your mind, sit and try to imagine which number seems to stand out to you the most. Usually the one you feel most drawn to will be able to evoke a response in you. And if not, you can also just randomly try one and see what comes up for you. Okay, I will see you at your pile. Hello everyone, you have chosen group number 1, and this is going to be your message on how to forgive this person. Now, for this pile, again, take what resonates, but this does feel like you are trying to forgive yourself over a past situation, but you're in denial about somebody. Maybe you're in denial of your actual feelings for a person. Maybe you cared a little bit more than you thought, or there's like this swinging back and forth energy between, I don't want a relationship with this person, but I do want a relationship with them, but maybe that relationship's not like a romantic partner. I feel some kind of a way, but I'm not entirely sure what is happening. I don't know, I also feel a little extra anxiety going on. I'm petting my cat while I'm doing this reading, so maybe you guys really like animals, or maybe you just have a tendency to need additional comfort whenever you're being faced with difficult emotions. So, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the cards that I pulled for you guys. Why do we do this? Why don't you love me forever? Yeah, I feel like you left someone questioning your actual truth towards this person, and at first I was thinking it was feelings, but I do think there's some kind of a truth that you're avoiding talking about with this person. Maybe this is a family member where you're afraid to either come out, or maybe there's some kind of a situation that you weren't fully, completely honest about when you were growing up. You know, it's kind of like, this gives me the energy of like, you know, when you were going and hanging out with your friends growing up, your parents were thinking, oh, they were just going out skateboarding, or they were doing whatever, and instead they were getting up to mischief. Oh my gosh, Moose. Yeah, for some reason she just decided, yeah, I'm gonna just attack the blinds. Here, come on. Come on, get down. Thank you. But with why do we do this? Why don't you love me forever? Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, if this person is maybe a parental figure or a family member, it just feels like this person didn't appreciate you or value you for your full, authentic truth. And I know that's kind of hard whenever you grow up with someone, because everyone comes up with an idea of who they are or who you are and have expectations of you. But this definitely feels like you felt betrayed by this family member or this group of people because of the standpoint that they didn't have similar values to you, or something about their value system hurt you inherently and caused you to believe that you were the other. I do feel a little bit of rebelliousness with this pile, and the love me forever, I feel like for you guys it really doesn't exist. So I think, you know, what Spirit's trying to tell me to tell you is like, you know, just make sure you give yourself some back rubs or like some pat on the back for, you know, not giving up on love completely, or at least giving up on loving on yourself. I feel like you guys definitely do. You, or at least you're at some stage of your self-love journey where you love yourself enough to know that it wasn't your fault how these people treated you. So if anything, you need to go through the process of forgiving yourself for how you acted out. Maybe you were a rebellious teenager and said some nasty things to your mom, or like maybe you don't talk to them anymore and you feel like neglected and abandoned, or maybe a family member is guilting you over not talking to your parents or something. I don't know, take what resonates, but there's definitely like this like energy of people accusing you of not being secure in yourself, your belief system, and that you're taking it out on everyone around, when actually you were the one that was hurt in the situation. And I feel like, this really disrupts you, because you're like, on the one hand, you're beating yourself up for making a difficult choice with this person. This could also be a spouse too. Um, or maybe you're trying to forgive your future spouse, or you're trying to there's some kind of like a forgiveness that like it needs to occur to really find true closure, simply from the standpoint that you deserve to have more clear answers on how to live life going forward, when this person, like, this feels like it's cutting off a significant relationship in your life that you can't just walk away from and do your yoga and get away from. Moose, why are we doing this? Alright, so the next card is Release Beautiful. A lot of what I'm feeling this group needs to do in order to forgive this person is release your trapped emotions. I'm definitely feeling some digestive issues, so maybe you guys store your trauma in your belly or your digestive tract. I don't know, because I'm thinking of like passing gas and stuff. Maybe you've been really gassy lately. It sounds like you need to just kind of like, unbutton your belt a little bit and just kind of sit and be in your lower body for a bit. Maybe make sure you're eating your fiber and all that stuff, but there's something about like this disconnect is causing health issues. And it's been a generational issue as well, of just being disconnected from family in a certain kind of way. Again, if this is about a romantic partnership, this person wasn't just like maybe they were a family friend, or maybe they were just somebody that was like a family member to you, somebody that was significant enough that like it just hurts beyond normal. And that's where all this trapped energy is because you're not able to talk to this person or talk through whatever happened. Maybe someone passed away and you didn't get to say your goodbyes, or maybe you didn't acknowledge what was happening in your relationship. I just feel like there's like a lot of swirling in your head, so maybe you're also not taking care of yourself as a result of this. Or you're dealing with, maybe hormone issues or an chemical imbalance in your head. And anyways, please make sure that you're not like using any substances, either drugs, alcohol, or cannabis or something, to self-regulate, because I do feel like a lot of the reason why you're feeling out of balance is because of your own social imbalance, and it's completely valid, and processing it would be better than, and facing it would be better than trying to numb yourself out. Okay, don't do that. You don't need to be anybody else. I don't want them, I want you. Yeah, I feel like you guys are a little jaded from either the self-help community or therapists, because there's a lot of this energy of, well, you need to just love yourself through it, and you need to be, like, I feel like you guys get triggered by that stuff, because it's kind of like saying, well, okay, maybe you don't have a family, but you just gotta self-love and just love yourself really, really strongly, and things are gonna get better. But if this person, you or the person that you're grieving, was estranged from their family, or maybe everyone died, or like, there's like a lot of different scenarios where, yeah, desiring that one type of person, or desiring a family-like relationship with people, and you're not able to, you can't just find that anywhere. And I just want to validate your experience, guys, because it's like, especially if this was like a romantic partner or love interest that you're grieving, or you're trying to forgive yourself for how you acted with them, a lot of this feels like it's a family wound. You know what I mean? Like this grief isn't just about them, it's about the fact that, wow, I lost potential family. Like, it's kind of like whenever you break up with somebody and you basically were included in that person's maybe healthier lifestyle or life choices, and it was motivating you to do better. The whole, like, I want you, like, specifically too, I feel there's like a wound of, you were just kind of the background noise. Like, your family didn't make exceptions for you, or someone else was like the golden child. Like, you want someone to show up for you specifically and say, like, I like you. I like your vibe. I know you. Like, you feel very invisible to other people, and you just want a relationship that, with someone else that's of some kind of loving frequency, that just shows people that they know who you are. the good, the bad, the ugly, and actually shows up and cares when something bad happens, not just like, yeah, I know just enough of you. However, I do feel like as part of the forgiveness process, I want you to understand that, replacing a family isn't easy and it is a painful process. And you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself while you're attracting these people. Because if you are dealing with an abandonment wound and abandonment issues, it's harder for people to come near you because you're closed off. You know what I mean? Because you're protecting yourself. And so as a result, people don't come towards you because they think you're closed off to them, when really you're closed off to connections in general, because you're thinking that only one person's going to fulfill your needs, when really you need kind of an army, or like, not necessarily an army, but like you need a family system that supports you. And that's the thing too. You might be saying, well, I'm not estranged from my family, but if you're in this pile, you definitely are feeling abandoned. And just because you have relatives that like, okay, they throw you a birthday party, but if they get you gift cards because they don't know who you are, is that really being known by somebody? Again, take what resonates, but there's just a general lack of discernment of who actually cares about you. And I think that's where you got to forgive yourself and have compassion for the fact that trauma is causing you to not be able to see what's going on around you. We've got camera. Reminiscing keepsake, learn from the past, make memories. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is like nostalgia. So one of the things that you need to do to forgive yourself and forgive the people around you is maybe go back and look through some old photos. Maybe you're ruminating a bit too much on certain scenarios and stuff. So like, don't ruminate, but like, remind yourself that, okay, like I can still look at pictures from the past and remember good times, because regardless of how bad the past was, there more than likely was good times. Now, for some of you, it was all bad. All right, I'm not going to lie, but like a majority of you can look back and see certain things, key memories that really stand out to you, that you can still hold on to those and understand that, not everybody's life is perfect, and you can accept the good things that did exist, because you can't erase those even if you had a bad experience overall. And hold on to those, because at the end of the day, a good thing is still a good thing regardless of what's going on around it. Say the words, I love you, and I'll come running. Yeah, some of you guys have family members that have been waiting for you to come back to them, or to say something, or say like what's wrong and what's going on. I feel like you're not ready for that though, and I think like you need to do your own private healing definitely before coming towards these people, because I feel like they don't know who you are anymore. And so when you're able to accept them where they're at that stage in life, when they hurt you, they were at a different place. And so in order for you to have access to your own wounding, you have to like separate entirely from that past version of yourself. That way you can look at it more objectively. And you might be going through that transformation process right now. It's like you got to just be a completely different human being. And I think you just need to make sure you talk about what happened, if with a therapist, with a trusted friend, a relative. But like there's something about like there was a lot of unspoken stuff that didn't get resolved for years, and now looking back on things, you're like, well, maybe I should have done this, or I could have spoken up here, but like in actuality, it wasn't the right time. Even if you did speak up back then, it probably would have made things worse. And I think you needed to go through this clearing out process in order to get where you are today, which sounds like it's better for you, with the choices that you made. Oh, love, please listen. I can't bear to see you cry anymore. Yeah, your spirit guide team is like kind of crying for you in this situation. I feel like your ancestors are upset as well, just from the standpoint that they're watching you cry over and over again about like feeling alone and like being a loner, and watching you kind of like just go through life struggling, when they're like, we came to America, assuming you're American or wherever, we came to this country and this land and fought so hard for our next generation to have a better life than us, and this is how you're spending it. And it's not like a shame-based, it's more so they're like, wow, we didn't realize that these were the ramifications and the consequences of our behaviors from the past. We didn't know about mental illnesses, and we didn't know that these choices of trying to find a better way of making money and a better life for our family actually resulted in hurting future generations. So understand that you're resolving some karmic cycles as a result of your loneliness and the other things going on. Because it is a privilege to be lonely and alone and be able to survive, because in the past, that was a death sentence, and now you can at least get on by. You know, and I think another thing too to help with the forgiveness process and forgiving yourself is take some more photos of yourself now. You know, like maybe if you got neglected from your family and you were kind of ignored, take photos of yourself. Show yourself off to people, or at least keep photos to yourself, you know, because you deserve to have a record of your life and things that matter to you, not to somebody else, and not like fake photographs. I think just like having photo proof of yourself, seeing you being yourself, I think is evidence enough to your brain to say, hey, I'm still here and I can be happy without these people in my life. You know, I think just seeing photographic evidence of that that are intimate and only for you, not for Instagram, not for, you know, for self judgment, but like as an experiment to say, hey, I'm here. I'm here, world, and I'm smiling, even if sometimes I don't want to, but this is for me and only me. We've got date, meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan, set a date. I feel like this date is like, I think you need to practice dating yourself because I feel like what's happening is you're becoming a new person and separating from this old story. You're going to be meeting a new version of you. It's going to be completely different than the old you, and it's kind of like getting back out there and like finding your spark again. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say like second puberty, but it's like you going out there and learning who you really are without all of the judgment and other things. And yeah, some of the way you're going to act is not going to be completely who you are either because you're trying to step out and step away from that past version of you. It's a journey. And again, just date yourself for a little bit. You know, I think that would make you feel a little bit better and help you forgive the past because you're learning how to take care of you now and how you actually come across to others. And, you know, it helps you connect to your heart too, a little bit more. Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Yeah, if you broke up with somebody, especially if that was like a significant person in your life, I'm feeling like you just need to take charge of your healing more, especially if this person was someone you had kids with or somebody that was supposed to be your forever. This pain and grief isn't going to go away with just therapy. Okay, this has to deal with something on a soul level. And it doesn't matter how long you dated somebody or what your relationship was like. This is the kind of grief that you have to focus on the healing process and work it through. You can't just abandon yourself while you're going on this journey because you are the one that gets to determine how heartbroken you are. And you can't deny it if you are more heartbroken than you actually are. Okay? Like admitting to yourself how hurt you are will really help with forgiving yourself on the decisions you made and this person. Yeah, you might have had a lot of interruptions with this relationship with this person too. It could have been like, was this my soulmate? Was this my twin flame? And it was like things just never got off the ground with this person. And I feel like you're blaming yourself for that when really it was kind of divine intervention and divine protection because something about this connection, it was just not meant to be at that time or with this person, you know? But I feel like you were a little too focused on them. And so spirit was kind of like, er, er. They were trying, man. It's okay. Free will's a thing. Photograph. Look at your photos. Missing you. Nostalgia. Make new memories. What was it saying? Like nostalgia. You know. Don't take too many photographs though. It's like you want to make sure that you're enjoying the moment. But like, yeah, like, just go back and look at some of your old photographs and see how much you've grown and changed, and celebrate that win. Because you're doing a lot better than you used to, honey. Do you feel my touch? Yeah, I feel like someone's trying to like energetically reach out to you to like give you comfort and you're kind of like just rejecting it. Um Again, this could be an ex's energy, but like spirit's kind of like we don't want you connecting with that because it's not healing for you. If that makes any sense. Like I feel like there's people out there that really want to send you love and right now you're blocked off from that because you need to be focusing that energy inwards. Otherwise, it will distort your sense of self and your sense of healing, if that makes any sense. Ancestors can send you loving frequencies, but again, the whole point of this healing journey right now, or what you're working through, is this is about your relationship with yourself, ultimately. I realize how much I hurt you. Yeah, someone. Ooh. Oh, God. um I don't know what you gotta forgive, but like, this person's like, wow. Like, this person's like grieving like you died. Like your relationship, like, you really just, wow. Like, I can't even. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna need to go on your own path to forgive this person. I think you're being cut off from this person's grieving energy just because that's really intense, and that's, it's not your business, but it's also, it's also you are part of this. Okay, you are part of this mess. However, I feel like you believe something that's not true about this person, or what was actually going on, and I don't know, I feel like this person just confirmed something in you that wasn't true, but it caused you to act out in a certain, lash out in a certain kind of way, and now that the truth is out, this person's like beyond distraught over like the ending of this relationship. Again, again, more interruptions. Yeah, I think it's just like some of this grieving energy is like you keep getting interrupted from your own grieving process. Oh my gosh. All right. Come on. Yeah, like it feels like you keep getting interrupted from your own grieving process. You can't move on, or other people are coming in and distracting you, or other people are trying to get your attention, and you're like, all I want to do is leave. Man, I don't even remember the beginning of this message because it just keeps getting interrupted and moving all over the place. Um, Yeah, and I think like one of the things you're forgiving with yourself too is like, I realize how much I hurt you. I think you're realizing now how much you could have, how much pain you could have bypassed if you made better decisions, or you just had a little bit more wisdom. Wisdom seems to be the key word here, as opposed to like being smart or sophisticated or successful or something. Um, but yeah, I think the good news is you're realizing a lot of things, and that's important for your healing journey. Do you still feel my presence? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like somebody's like inquiring about you. Um Maybe you're sitting here being like, I just feel so disconnected from everybody, and you're kind of wondering like, do other people think about me when I'm gone? Which the answer is a definite yes. And people miss you a lot. And if anything, these people, I don't think they think you miss them. That's why they're kind of like, does this person actually care about me? Like, I know they said this stuff in the past. I know they showed up on my birthday and whatever, but like, do they actually give a fuck anymore? Like, I don't know. There's kind of just like this, like, you're very detached, and it's kind of not anybody's business. So don't take it personally if people are a little rude about you if you had to disappear for a bit, but it's like, it's not other people's business how you do your healing, okay? Especially with like losing a family member, it's on you to figure out, not anybody else. And they're not entitled to your love anyway, or romance or anything. Especially when you're grieving a significant relationship. I wasn't thinking. Yep. I see things differently now. Yeah, there's just like somebody that's going to come back really hardcore trying to convince you that they've changed. And Archangel Michael's kind of giving me this like, are you sure? Are you really sure about that? Um yeah, use discernment, because I feel like, there's genuine energy, but I think a lot of this is just they want, like, I feel like this person is more so missing access to you, um because they didn't know how to approach you, but now that they're better now and they want you to take them back because they're upset. And it's kind of like, well, just because I forgive you doesn't mean I'm taking you back. You know, date your new self, and I think that'll give you some clarity of who you want to be with going forward. I am becoming a better person. Yeah, I feel like, though, like, you're becoming a better person as a result of all of this. And I think as a result of you becoming a better person, it's going to be a lot easier to forgive these people in the past because you can now see the shadows that were hidden while you were with that person. And I feel like you leaving this person is making them a better person because not everybody elevates when they have access to a great person. And in this case, this elevation comes from you, a great person, leaving them. And I think you hate that because you hate doling out that sort of lesson, but that's not your job. That's, you know, God's job, Jesus's job, whoever. And like, you're like, how you forgive is becoming what would never fly in that situation again, if that makes any sense. Maybe you used to do drugs, or maybe you used to do different things in the past to get more closer to connected to this person. And now you're like, oh, hell no, I'd never do that again. Right? You had to become someone else to be with them, and now you have to become someone else to get out. I couldn't let you get close to me. Yeah, I think like whoever this person was in the past, again, family member, significant other, they didn't know how to get close to you because they are also not close to themselves. And so you lived with the deficiency for a long time without ever being close to people in the ways that you needed. And that sucks because that developmentally stunts you. And it's easy for people who fit in to act like, oh yeah, well just put yourself out there and it's fine. It's like, no, some wounds can't be healed through just going out and socializing and having sex and drinking. Like, there's something about, you can't let people close to you because there's stuff that not many people can deserve to have access to you, and you have to protect it. So, you know, keep yourself close right now, and that'll help. I wish I could take back my words. Yeah, some of you guys are regretting standing up for something or standing against someone because of the ramifications of your actions, and honestly, too bad. Too bad, so sad. I'm sorry. Oh, I spoke out against my family in their decision to do XYZ. Oh, I spoke up against this person because they were being blackmailed, or like, I don't know, they were doing something and you just called them out. And yeah, part of you, like, honestly, it's okay. Seriously. You wish you could take your words back, but honestly, do you? I think you're just saying that because you're afraid of what's underneath. You're afraid to forgive yourself and realize why it's hard for you to speak your truth and why your words do matter in this world. Because for a long time they didn't. Finding out the truth crushed me. Yeah. Some of you guys, as a result of this forgiveness process, you're gonna come to a realization that you can't come back from. And that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Truth isn't always harsh and hard. Sometimes it's very, very soft. And it lets you know where you stand in this world. And I want you to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm giving you guys such a big hug right now. You're divinely protected. You're safe. It's going to be okay. All right? Don't let crappy people close to you ever again. Okay? Don't let them near you. You don't deserve it. Doesn't matter what you grew up with. Doesn't matter what your choices were in the past. This is who you are now. And going forward, I want to see you in a better place. Okay? Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this message. Please like and subscribe and comment down below if this resonated with you or helped you out in any way. If you would like to book a personal reading, please check out link in the description down below. And do me a favor, you guys, and give yourself a little extra love today. Go take a bath, a shower, put on some nice perfume, music, whatever you got to do to get cozy, and just really just sit and breathe and just be with yourself for a little bit. Like, really be with yourself. Give yourself a big old hug for me, okay? See you around, guys. Oh, and remember, it wasn't your fault. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 2, and these are going to be your messages on how do I forgive this person. Whew. Okay, so for you guys, group number 2, I automatically feel right off the bat that this is going to be a significant other, less so than yourself. However, I feel like I want to stop the reading and just give a special shout out to the person that's watching this. You guys have overcome so much trauma. Like, man, you guys don't know how lucky it is that you are still breathing today, that you were able to get out of the situation, and I'm very grateful that you're here. Okay? I don't know what's going on with this person that you're trying to forgive, but honestly, I don't really feel like there's not much that needs to be said. Because I feel like there's just a certain kind of trauma with this energy that you can't, I don't know that you can really forgive it, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's a certain stage of healing and a certain amount of trust that you need to have with the universe in order to fully heal from this. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think that that's going to happen for you guys in this lifetime. This isn't to say that you'll never receive healing for this wound. You'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to take care of yourself, but you're never going to be able to go back to the version of you that you think you need to be worthy of love. That version of you that was hurt in the past never deserved to go through any of this. And there's nothing that can be done, said, or whatever to change what happened and to really overcome some of this grief. Okay? Like, there's something that was said that you don't need to forgive this person. Or forgive what was said. You know, you can look at the person's energy and accept who they are, but you don't need to forgive them. And I don't think you should. I think this is a practice in discernment. And, yeah, I think you should just take your lesson and leave. Leave this person behind. And don't look back. I think that's going to be a better way of moving forward and finding peace within yourself, because I don't think there's ever going to be a time when this person's going to ask for your forgiveness, do better. I think you just have to accept and move forward with this person, because there's never going to be a story where this ending doesn't go badly. And especially because this person's also hurt many other people. It's something that your spirit guide team's aware of. They know how you idolize them, how you believe wholeheartedly that good things are coming their way, and you know that God's got justice around the corner from that person. And that's true. That is definitely true. But it's not your place to stick around for that. This is their story, their journey, and you're taking your energy and life force away from where you're supposed to be headed, because you're supposed to be enjoying what's left of your life. You already took on way too much. And you already have lifetimes to heal from some of the stuff you went through in this one. You don't need to go back to a person that doesn't even think of you when you're not around, or doesn't regard or care about what's happening to you when you're alone. I'm sorry, group number 2, but this person genuinely doesn't care about you. And I hate to burst the bubble, but that's where your forgiveness is going to come from. Is the only way to forgive yourself is to really cut yourself off from this energy of trying to help people that have hurt you so bad that you can't look at yourself in the mirror. You had to change your name. You had to change who you were, how you came out into the world, simply because you can't stand being around this type of person or these people. Yeah, you don't have to forgive them. Okay? I know that's not the love and light thing, but I think there is a spiritual lesson here of being able to accept that this is where you're at. You don't have to force yourself to be someone you're not. You don't have to force yourself to be with somebody. You are completely entitled to finding your own journey through this life that does not require spiritual, gaslighting about what happened. Yeah, especially like, again, it's like, this is like brain altering. This is like, you have a disability now. This is like, you couldn't go towards what would make you happy because of what this person did. And you're never going to be able to walk down a path that way ever again because of this person. And I don't think that warrants a congratulations, you forgave this person trophy. You know what I mean? Like, there's no spiritual reward for this kind of thing. So, anyways, though, forgive yourself for conforming and trying to force yourself to quote unquote heal without actually receiving the healing results, because this type of frequency it's a no. And I just want to say I'm so very proud of you for taking a stand. Maybe you took a fall that wasn't meant for you, and I think you learned the hard way why you just should leave certain things alone, because it has nothing to do with you, and you deserve to have a much better fate. And you will, when you let go of trying to serve others of this frequency. Because again, they don't love you. They don't care about you. And they do not deserve to have any ounce of your energy anywhere near them. In terms of forgiving yourself, I definitely see death energy, and it's like, I just feel like you kind of died, or a version of you died, or a person died, maybe, as a result of this. I just want you to know that it's not your fault. You really didn't have anything to do with this situation. And I feel like there's other people that may have blamed you, but like, you didn't do anything that someone else wasn't already trying to do something. And yeah, I don't know. I just want you to know that karma's got an eye out for somebody. And that's none of your business to watch out for. Okay? I think just make peace with death and the death of that piece of your soul. You can reclaim its energy back, but it's just going to be kind of an echo at this point. And you've learned and you've grown. And I think that's the best way to forgive yourself, and to help your body heal too. So that way you can get the most out of life going forward. I don't know. And make sure you smile more. I know things suck, but like, having like a really great smile does teach your body that things are going better than they used to. Just please stop trying to go back. Because what you're really trying to go back towards is death and being numbed out, because you don't know how to cope right now. And that's okay. Go work with a therapist. This group definitely needs some heavy therapy, but it'll be all right. You're divinely protected, and I feel like, as long as you learn how to protect yourself better, it's going to be okay. Because like, I'm seeing like swords and scythes and whatever, just pointy things. Just learn to like avoid people with like weapons or like stabby things. I feel like there's just some kind of like energy frequency that you're no longer a part of that community, and it's time to just take your losses and leave. It's kind of like they're trapped in their own situation, and you don't need any part of that anymore. Okay? Anyways, group number 2, that was your messages. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope you heal. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you would like a personal message from me, links down in the description below to book me for a reading. Sending you lots of love, and yeah, I hope you heal. Good luck, you guys. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 3, and these are going to be your messages about how do I forgive this person or people. Right off the bat, I'm just feeling a lot of Latina culture or Latin culture. Because specifically, I was immediately getting like, I was thinking of Dia Dia de los Muertos, just kind of like having a party celebrating your ancestors. I was hearing Bad Bunny's DTMF in my head. Like, there's just a lot of like celebrating the ancestors. So maybe you guys are trying to forgive a person or a family member that was passed on. I don't know. I'm seeing like a paternal family member side. Maybe you had a relative that passed away, maybe a father figure or someone on your dad's side of the family that was significant, that they were significant in your healing journey, but not in the good way, I guess. Like maybe this person, inadvertently, they've been the villain in your story, but you didn't realize that they were just opening you up to the awareness of the things that you needed to develop in this lifetime. Because sometimes when we reincarnate, family members, they open up the deepest parts of us that we're going to heal on our journey going forward. That could be abandonment. It could be traumas with money. It could be different types of things, right? Because our family carries our genetic storyline. And so usually when you reincarnate into a family and you choose, all right, what's my spiritual lesson or journey going to be in this lifetime? The people that hurt you first is more than likely going to be your family because they're the first people that have access to you. And so this person, I feel like because of their actions in their lifetime, or again, a couple generations back, they're affecting your current life now and the path and journey that you're walking down. Maybe they made poor financial decisions, and so you're the one that breaks the family cycle of finding abundance and wealth, or getting an education, or traveling to a new place to get a better job. But I feel like this is the person that kind of screwed it all up. And maybe this is where you gotta forgive whatever this person did in your past. Or past life. I don't know. There's a couple different energies going on here. We've got Twin Flames. Sword and Rose. Separation. Engagement Ring. Healing Heart. I'm just gonna pause and focus on these cards. So I definitely feel like maybe... so some of you guys might be LGBTQ, and so you got married without your parents there, or maybe you're just estranged. I just definitely feel like with Engagement Ring, it's kind of like you are married and committed to yourself, and there's like a piece of this person you're trying to forgive that you're like, I'm not taking this ring off. Like maybe you married somebody that was not approved by your family. Wow, I'm like choking up. There's like sadness here. Definitely a lot of sadness from the separation. Maybe you were a very family oriented person, and because of what this person's decisions were, they went back on their word. Maybe they tried to cut you off financially, or they did something to you that significantly altered your path in life. With this separation, I feel like that's like the worst wound that you're dealing with, is that you're trying to forgive this person either running away from their problems or you needing to separate as a result of their decisions. With the Sword and the Rose, it kind of feels like this person, maybe they were bipolar, or maybe there was like just this back and forth energy where it was like one day they were like the best dad or parent ever, or family member or partner. The next day out came the sword. You never knew when they were going to be drinking too much, or if they were going to be like throwing things or being aggressive. And so you were always kind of in this hot and cold energy, and then your family just kind of went, and then they let them get away with whatever. Again, there's something coming in with like, I'm hearing like something with Latin culture, but there's something about just whatever culture you grew up in. Maybe you guys were at a disadvantage in your community, and so you guys really had to look out for each other, so you made exceptions for toxicity that shouldn't have been accepted, because everyone's struggling. So it's like, oh well, he's just drinking because we don't have he didn't make enough money last year, or don't be so hard on him, he's the only thing that's protecting the family, when you all know everybody else is like, that's not okay. And so maybe that's something too to kind of maybe notice about the family trauma going on in your family dynamics, because there's the stuff that is like the oppression stuff, and then this is the other side, which is the mental illness side. Maybe you come from a culture where mental illness is definitely ignored, disregarded, or furthermore, you know, they send you off to a priest to go get healed or something. Take what resonates. But yeah, and I feel like a lot of people projected things onto you, and this person, I think they knew that you were smart and you were intuitive and wise, and so they targeted you when you were younger, so that way they could get away with things sooner, because they knew that when you grew older that you were going to call them out. And sure enough, what had happened? When you grew up and you figured out their secrets, you left and started your own life, and you proved to everybody that you can do it on your own, and you're better for it. Man, this is like the estrangement group. And then healing heart, you know, I think they're jealous, or their energy's jealous of the fact that you're able to just pick up and move forward and heal yourself on your own, because this person couldn't heal on their own. And I think that's why you never understood their anger towards you, but really this person, like, they're so jealous of your ability to heal, and maybe because you're younger than them, you're like, well, this person's energy is very accusatory. They're like, well, you got everything handed to you, or like, things were easier on you kids than me, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, really, no, this person's just in a death energy. And this person really doesn't understand their role and what's going on. Like, they do at a subconscious level, but on the surface, they really don't get it. And I don't know, this energy, like, annoys me and pisses me off, but like, I can see why they're doing it. It doesn't mean it's right, though. I'm also very just protective of you guys. I'm sorry. We've got the thinking man in reverse. We got anxiety. Yeah, sounds like you inherited anxiety. So for some of you guys, I feel like you're anxious or worried that this person's going to come back. I don't know, again, if this is like an angry father figure that you're afraid is like going to come in and ruin things for you, or maybe, again, you made a bad financial decision, so you're afraid this person's going to come in and just take everything away from you and scold you. Don't allow your fears to stop you from pursuing your dreams. I feel like you got to hold on right now. Like, maybe you're financially strapped for cash and you may have to go back to this person and ask for assistance. Your spirit guide team's saying it's okay to ask for assistance. Just be very cautious about who you tell about your financial situation, just because there's people out there and around you in your current mental health state. There's people that want you to lose. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, these could be friends, they could be family members, and this person is not the best at keeping their mouth shut and doing things right by you. And you know this, but you sometimes have to rely on this person in order to get through life. And that's no fault of your own. Please forgive yourself for, God forbid, being a human with needs. But if a person's able to help you, then you may have to make a difficult choice. Heal your heart and understand that if that's the option that you need to take, then Spirit's telling you it's going to be okay. But use discernment and be protective of your peace, okay? You don't have to go back to this person either, but it is a choice available to you. With the thinking man in reverse, I definitely feel like this person feels like a person that is smarter than they actually are, or they like to always have the upper hand when really they're not. They're filled with ego, right? It's like the type of intelligence where it's like, yeah, maybe you're book smart, but like, when you make decisions that ruin your family's reputation or the relationships with your family, are you really as intelligent? A lot of it's just ego. And this person's very trapped. Maybe they love science, maybe they love nerdy things, or they like being around smart people because it makes them feel safe, because they can pretend like they're smart when really they just maybe work hard, or they just know, maybe they've got a little bit more intuition or wit, but they really don't know what they're talking about in other scenarios. And it's kind of frustrating to the people around them, because they're like, how did you end up working here? Oh, it's because they like you. That's why they think you're better than everyone else. But you're really kind of not. Ooh, I think that's an awkward call out for somebody. Sorry, this person wasn't, the person of your dreams, or this person wasn't the family hero that you thought. Time nor death would separate our love. It's long lasting. Yeah, there's something too about this energy too. It's like, because no one else saw what this person was doing at work, they didn't realize that your parent or your person was actually a villain in some other people's stories, and that they don't always have the best reputation. It seems like it, because they come across as a good person, but other people know exactly what the hell they're pulling, and they do get made fun of for it. Interesting. That's some tea. Time nor death would separate our love. It's long lasting. Yeah, I feel like because this person's family, or you're just close with this person, like you're never gonna truly disconnect from them. And I think part of the forgiveness process is going to be about accepting that, death isn't going to stop you from caring from them or them loving you, because even though it's messy and it hurts, they still love you and you love them because you're family. And even if they messed up and they know you messed up, like, especially if they passed on, like, it's way easier for a dead person to forgive a living person than a living person to forgive a dead person. And, again, like, that love is long lasting. Okay, like, I know you're missing it and you think it's not there, but it's there always. And you can always talk to this person's higher self too. Like, higher selves are the true reflection of the universe, not what we see in the 3D or what we think and feel. When we tap into echoes of people's essences, that allows us to be able to have access to the energies we need in order to heal from them. We're not going to have access to everything going on with them. However, I just want you to know that, like, releasing this anxiety and this tension in your body, in your system, will help not just you, but help your family system too, and the dynamics going on. So, and maybe you need to call this person out, even if it's by yourself. I want to give you my body, all of it. Yeah, I feel like this person used to guilt trip you and your family because they're like, oh, well, I used to work so hard, so that's why I come home and I lay on the couch and do nothing all day. Or like, this is why I don't take responsibility because I've got this really stressful, powerful job or whatever. And then you're like, man, you work at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Yeah, this could be like a brother, maybe. I just do feel like there's like some kind of a masculine shame in this family system, for sure. About like not being good enough or whatever, somebody embarrassed somebody, or like, oh, we're gonna blame the woman's mental health problems on what's going on when really the man was also causing all those mental health problems. I will show you love so bright you'll forget everything else but love. Yeah, I do feel like sometimes you were gaslit by this person, so that way they want you to forget all of the other things. They're gonna be like, oh, well, we're family. So, like, focus on the love that's going on here. Yeah, no, the other stuff that they're doing is giving you anxiety. And I think it's time that you relieve that anxiety by admitting the truth. And I think that'll help you forgive them by being able to see them for who they actually are as a person and not as a family member. Because, like, if you weren't related to this person, how would you treat them? Pretty differently, huh? So just understand biology and spirituality do have a tie, but like you're not obligated to like call this person on their birthday when they like fucking abandon you as a child. You know what I mean? Like let's get honest here. Your anxiety is going to go way down when you can rely on yourself and not them. And come and go as you please, but I think you're going to just kind of be like, eh. It's the way you see life that keeps me wondering. Yeah, I feel like this person's they used to question your values a lot growing up. For some reason, I feel like they asked you a lot of intrusive questions, or they always made you question things. But I think they used to play tricks on you to see if you picked up on it. And I think you were just very innocent. And I feel like this person was like always wondering, what are you thinking about? Or what are you talking about? When really, like, they just lack empathy and control. And they wanted to control you and your reality because they thought it was fun, or like they had a lack of discernment. Yeah, it's almost like they kind of like they always downplay your accomplishments, and they're kind of like, huh, I wonder why you did that, but like in the condescending way. It's kind of like, why did you cut your hair that way? Oh, you must be going through a traumatic phase, huh? And it's like, I went through a traumatic phase a long time ago. You didn't say anything then. Damn, we're just like clearing out all the dirty laundry. Damn, all the family secrets. How can I move on when my life is blue without you? Yeah, to me, they should cry about it. I feel like for you guys though, like you guys are genuinely heartbroken and you miss this person. And you may be questioning like, well, how am I supposed to stay away from this person, even though our relationship is difficult and strained and we have to be together? And I think, like, you need to have a little more confidence and faith in your ability to move on from this situation, because understanding that, like, the more time you spend fighting with this person and trying to get your way when they're committed to not understand you, especially if they're intentionally messing with your head, like some kind of an asshole, um, like, yeah, you should move on without them. I'm being guided because at first I was like, well, maybe we could work. No, your spirit guide team is just basically saying like, learn to live without them for a little bit, have them learn to see what it's like to live without you, and they're gonna give you like the whole sad puppy eyes, like, I miss you, blah blah blah. Why don't you ever call me? No 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 no. Please participate in this with me. You're my kid or you're my relative, and it's like, man, we're adults. And you won't apologize? I'm gonna move on. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't see the kids today. No, you don't get to show up and talk to me crazy whenever you're having a mental breakdown because of XYZ happening. You know? It's kind of like you made your choices and I have to protect my peace. And I've already got anxiety. I don't need more of your BS. Yeah, forgive yourself, and understand that, again, this may go against your cultural values because, again, this is me coming from a Western perspective, but honestly, this relationship's kind of over and it's been over, and you're just sticking around because of blood ties. And I think when you become more self sufficient, when you realize you're divinely protected and really tap into your divinity, you know what you need to do to heal the situation and to move forward. Maybe as friends, maybe as whatever, colleagues, but like there's definitely like a you need to detach. Leave me behind. I'll always follow you. You're like destiny. Yeah, I feel like this person, like, they're never gonna be fully away from you. You know what I mean? I feel like they'll follow you around, or they'll like, yeah, I just feel like, if you become famous or you become successful, they're gonna watch your stuff and they're gonna pay attention. And they may call you occasionally to give you compliments, but then after that, they're gonna stop calling because they know that you saw through them, especially with some of the stuff you may talk about publicly. Because they're gonna be too ashamed, and with that engagement ring, I think like they're gonna watch you get engaged to somebody that you really love and watch you fall in love and have the things that they didn't get to have with their significant other because of their decisions. And that's where I think the real separation is going to happen, is when you guys heal, and it's not even just about like we're not talking on the phone anymore. It's the fact that you are so emotionally and energetically detached from them that they realize they really don't have any hold on you anymore. And not because you're an adult and you're their kid, or there's like that energy. It's like they suddenly realize, oh, you are not a child anymore. You're an adult, and because of their decisions and decision making, you iced them out. All I can say is just good for you guys, because I think this person really does not deserve the sympathy card. I think they deserve healing, and you deserve healing, but like forgiveness in the traditional sense, I don't think applies here. Because I think the forgiveness needs to come from spirit, for both of you. And I already think like you're gonna do the healing work you need to do to heal from this and forgive them in your own way. That's why I'm saying like it's not like the traditional forgiveness pathway that you normally hear about with this stuff. It's like you just need to feel your feelings through and then live a happy life. It's like it's not like you're going after this person. You're just moving forward in peace, and you're not focusing on death anymore or the death of this relationship. And I think that's a really great way to forgive, is to live in honor of them, in honor of a tragic past, and in honor of the people that do love you, your ancestors that are cheering you on, because they deserve to be honored. And you being happy is one of the most important gifts that they want you to receive from them. I hope you can forgive me. You are beautiful. Yeah, some of you guys, you've got parents that are jealous of you being attractive. Oh god. This is some insecure BS, guys. Wow. Because they're like, you're more pretty than me, or you think you're prettier. Like, yeah, because like some of you guys, you've got the parents that are calling you fat and ugly, or some of you guys got like the ancestor that's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of what this person has, and like, They're just mad that you're beautiful inside and out. Oh, gosh. No wonder you guys are feeling like, I feel like you guys feel so guilty for being upset with your family when I'm like, no. Like I said, if they weren't your family, how would you treat them? How would you feel about this person? Like, being related doesn't matter if it's not okay, especially if you come from like a culture where there's a lot of like deep rooted shame for the feminine. Um yeah, some of this could be also toxic mothers too. It's okay if I seem far away. Yeah, spirit's like, yeah, it's okay for real. Like, we're protecting you. I don't know why. Yeah, I feel like there's stuff that you used to do that you used to innocently be like, I don't know why our family does these things, or I don't know why I react this way, and then you'd beat yourself up, and then you go to therapy and you find out, oh, this was a trauma response. This wasn't just anxiety. This was PTSD. This was like, I feel like a lot of like your airheadedness, or like, oh, I don't know what's going on, ha ha ha, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Like, yeah, that's because there was definitely some toxic people that were pulling the strings behind the scenes, and they didn't want you to know why things were being done that way. And again, you were the child or the young person, and they were the adults in the situation, and they made those choices. And maybe you had other family members trying to stop it, but they couldn't do anything because they didn't have control. And so it's okay if you don't know why they did things. You're never going to fully figure out all the lies. You're never going to fully figure out what happened. Just understand that your ancestors know, and whatever needs to be yet resolved will come in time. You speak to me through music. Yeah, some of you guys listen to music from your ancestors, or maybe you had a parent that liked a certain style of music, and so whenever you listen to that, you can hear them. You know, that's a way to connect to this person and help forgive. Is kind of maybe write music about them, you know, and what they did. I want to be more than friends. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's also kind of like, there's this weird energy where there's like a friend of yours that wants to be more than friends. That's kind of like a random thing in a forgiveness reading. I feel like it's kind of like, maybe if you were afraid of asking somebody out, because again, maybe you were queer or somebody that your family wouldn't approve of, I feel like you stopped this connection or this relationship because you were afraid of judgment. And I think part of the forgiveness process would be just living your life and doing what you want. You know? Like, who cares if they're the opposite or they're the same gender as you? Who cares if they are, if you're straight and they're queer, or maybe like, you know, it's a different race or a different culture. Like, I think your ancestors are rooting for you guys, you know, wherever you're coming from. I love you unconditionally. Yeah. You are loved unconditionally, guys, and embrace that while you're healing from this situation. You were the best thing in my life. Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, I think that is an honest response from this person. I do think you were the best thing in their life. Um, for sure. Um, and they still made the choices that they did. You know? Um, and that's a really hard thing, you know? Because, like, this isn't coming from a place of anger. This is just the fact that that is their truth. Okay? Like, you guys were a blessing to this person, and that's where all that love comes in there. Is you were the best thing in my life, and you probably felt the same way about them for a long time. And you probably still feel this to a certain degree. Um, but as I said, forgiveness can look any way that you want it to. And just as long as you're acknowledging your honest feelings and still living your happiest life. And then finally, I am not available. Yeah. For some of you guys, this person will continue to make choices. Even if you heal, even if you invite them back into your life. That's why it's kind of like, use your discretion. Just make sure you stay safe. Because you don't really know how this person's going to respond when you start acting like you're in your truth. Or if you start calling them out publicly. or privately. I don't know. I feel like this person, once they kind of realize the jig is up, they may turn very cold towards you, or even block you out, or blacklist you from all of your family and friends. I don't know. This could go either way, but I definitely feel like you're gonna see a darker side to your family once you kind of make your final move towards your truth, and then you're gonna really see who people are. And that may be painful, but again, focus on that engagement ring. You know, you are committing to a life that's better for you and for the people around you that have shown up for you, and that's what's most important. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this reading. This was definitely a heavy one. Sending you guys a lot of love, big hugs, and all that stuff. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below if you resonated with this message. And if you would like to book a personal message, if you would like to book a personal reading, links are in the description down below. Anyways, sending you and your family blessings and healing at this time, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 4, and this is going to be your messages on how do I forgive this person / heal from what they did. Yeah, I feel like this could be specifically a situationship. Like, this doesn't quite feel like a partner or a family member. It feels like this is just someone that you never received closure from, but it's always on your mind, you know? And I feel like there's like an ethereal energy to it. It's almost like maybe this person was a fantasy or a daydream, or like you're healing from... Yeah, I feel like you're just trying to let go. Or there's something about like your feelings are trapped inside of you because you never got to say, or you never got the chance to do what you wanted to do, you know? And I feel like you kind of blame this person's mental health or their personal situations or circumstances. Like you're blaming everything under the sun for why this person couldn't be a romantic love interest, and your spirit guide team is just kind of being like, quit it. Like, come on, you know what this person was doing. This person was manipulating you. This person was wasting your time. And even if it wasn't like an intentional manipulation, we all know that, you know, this kind of person, first of all, you know they're a jerk to other people. You think it's being direct, but they're being a jerk. And on top of it, you're not acknowledging the role you're playing in enabling yourself getting treated poorly. All right. That's why I feel like the healing from the situation is more important than the actual forgiveness, because there's not really what is there to forgive? I mean, like, yeah, maybe forgiving yourself, but like being perfectly honest, like this person, I think what's kind of sad about this situation too is like this person's not like an inherently bad person. This person just has really douchey tendencies because of their upbringing, because of society, because of blah 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 blah. Again, those just feel like excuses. And I feel like you make a lot of excuses for this person. And so you're like, all right, well, I just gotta forgive this person and move forward. And it's like, I think the healing's a little bit deeper than just forgiveness, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the cards. Oh, I feel like you had such love for this person. And, like, you really are bitter and resentful for this not working out. We've got my true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. Oh, God. Y'all watch me pull the cards. I didn't plan that one. Dang. Okay. Oh. We've got, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Yeah, so a lot of you guys, maybe you've been trying to manifest a relationship, and this person came along, and you had so much hope for your relationship, and then the truth came out, and things just came crashing down, or like, it was just stop-start, or just things just never got off the ground. Or there was always a problem with this person. I feel like this person would always have conflict with you or conflict with other people. There was always like an excuse. And this person makes a lot of excuses in their life. And I don't really understand why you'd want to be with a person like this, but I get it. We're all flawed humans and Damn, that was so sassy. I don't know, like I said, it's like I just feel like there's this very critical energy that's like just not okay. Like I don't like how this person acknowledges you. Like this person has an ego that's so big that I don't know, I just can't stand that. Like I'm just like, bro, who do you think you are? You know what I mean? You're sitting there acting like you're like top shit when like I don't know, your convenience store quality type relationship. Like this is the type of person that believes that just by you even going on a date with them is like, oh, that's going to make her day. You know what I mean? This is the type of person that really overvalues their spiritual prowess, or like, I don't know, this definitely has like an intellectualism to it where this person's like, "Oh yeah, I know all this stuff about the stock market," or I know exactly how to get what I want out of girls, or I know exactly what girls are like. Or I do feel like some of these guys too, they're progressive too. Like they're almost like they're like the fake feminists, or they're saying like, "Oh well, I think women are, yeah, I support women, but like," and then they proceed to say something very sexist. You know what I mean? And it's very like offhanded. And I feel like because you guys are very feminine and shy and maybe raised to not speak up, I definitely feel like you guys kind of, not like you're playing dumb, but I think like you're just kind of in denial because to you guys, you're like, well, this is the only way I know how to survive. Or it's like, well, I need to have a man in order to have money. I think like you don't really think about the more social issues that are going on here, or you don't really understand that this is a systemic problem. It's not you. It's that a lot of these guys just get away with it, and you're one of the women that you're not taking a stand. So yeah, they're gonna get away with it with you. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that to be mean or rude. It's just kind of like you guys are hurting from the inside, and you're not taking that into account of why you're making these decisions. It's not your fault. It's a society problem, but like the fact that this guy's coming in here, like I'm seeing these two statues here where you've got Archangel Michael who's like painted in gold and he's looking all epic, and then there's like the girl on the side who's just like, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and it's kind of like, is that it? Oh, I used to write books when I was in middle school, but I stopped that after I had kids. Or like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you have a lot more going for you. And I think that's why I just feel this inconsistency of like this person was so inconsiderate to you. And I think like you're just used to generationally just forgiving men because you're like, well, they're all like this. So what do I can't do anything differently, or I don't know what I want, and then you kind of like beat yourself up because you're like, oh, well, I'm not consistent and I'm blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, that's all the words that this toxic man energy is feeding you, and you're just allowing it and accepting it. Yeah, I feel like in order to like forgive this person is to find strength within yourself to forgive. Because I think like you're the type of person that you're like, oh, well, I'm going to forgive the fact that he left his underwear out on the floor and never picked up after himself. Or I'm going to forgive him for these things. Instead of for the fact that he's fundamentally voted against your rights, actively takes money out of your wallet and spends it on dumb things and doesn't buy you Valentine's Day gifts. And then some of you guys are like, oh, well, this is so harsh. He doesn't do things like that. And I'm like, okay, take your pick. Because this frequency, they still, like, you don't matter to them the way that they matter to you. Okay? This person does not think about your survival interests. This is the kind of person that, like, when your wife gets sick, they'd leave you at the hospital. Okay? Because they're like, I'll just find myself another wife. And you're like, that's so harsh. That's not true. Yeah, it is. And I just feel for you because you are very beautiful and innocent, and you're just trying so hard to grasp onto, what your view of femininity is. But again, finding strength within yourself to be honest about what this person's doing to you will help you actually locate men that do support women, that do actually provide and not siphon energy. Because just because this person, again, This is the kind of guy that he wants to have a statue made of him painted in gold because he can't afford gold. You know what I mean? Because the man with actual gold, he's not going to make a statue of himself. Okay? I don't know too many wealthy people that make statues of themselves that are also respected by people and treat their loved ones well. Okay? It just usually doesn't happen. Because usually making a statue of yourself means you've got an ego. That is super wide and unaccommodating. All right, slow, easy, beautiful, exhale. It's us always. Yeah, make sure that you are just breathing and really appreciate your own beauty. Okay, part of the forgiveness process is finding yourself again after how this person made you feel. Maybe this person made you feel not beautiful because they cheated on you. Maybe you're just trying to find excuses about your appearance or something wrong with you inherently, and that's why they don't like you. And it's like, no, it has everything to do with them and has nothing to do with you. So forgive yourself, and just breathe. Okay, you didn't do anything wrong. And I think you really need to acknowledge that. I forgot how much you made me feel. It's too much to feel at once. Yeah, I think that's why you're having a hard time forgiving this person, is because you're just feeling all those trapped emotions of how you actually realize that this relationship wasn't at all what you expected. It was basically you just worshiping a guy's ego. And then when you realize that they weren't shit, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know who I am anymore. And that's kind of like a hard break to make, especially when you have a society that's really dependent on women giving into this stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say, welcome to Feminism 2.0. Not that this is supposed to be political, but basically, this is what a lot of this stuff is about, guys. Oh, how fearless you make me. I'm a changed man. Yeah, I feel like this person has a lot of excuses. They're like, oh, you changed me. No. This is right out of a playbook. They know that you're going to come crawling back because they just change their behavior for a couple months and they go right back to it. Or maybe even years. But they're still going to be cheating on you. Because a cheater is going to cheat on you. Because they know that if you come back after they cheat on you, they know that you're going to stay anyway. It's because they don't respect you. They didn't respect you in the first place because they cheated, but then now they're definitely not going to listen to you. How can your light defy my darkness? Your love shows me the way back. Yeah, I feel like this person knows exactly what to say because you are very sweet, but you're not paying attention to their games. And because of that, they know that you're like, oh, you see my darkness. I'm battling these inner demons and da. Meanwhile, like, they go to the bar and they're like making really sexist, crude remarks and saying horrible things. And they're like, ha ha ha, and they like make fun of their wife. Because she's like, yeah, she treats me like a king, and that's what this whole thing is about. It's about their ego. Is that they know that you're at home taking care of the kids and being a wife, even though you're not married. And they get to just run around and do whatever the heck they want. That makes them feel like a king. And yeah, they shouldn't be. You keep me real. Yeah, I feel like in order to forgive this situation, I think you need to be real. And I think this person should be a reminder to what romance is actually like when you don't have boundaries and when you're not being responsible for your own life. Because regardless of how kind and sweet you are, you're upholding an image that society has given you, not what you gave you. And this is where you get to take a chance on you to figure out what you actually want. And like, be really honest with that. Because are you unwilling to, like, for example, shave your head because you're afraid of what your man thinks? If that is the case, then you should be asking yourself, why do you give a fuck what he thinks? You need to be making your decisions for you, and your independence and your ability to take care of yourself is dependent on you as an adult. It has nothing to do with your gender. Okay? Like, every adult should be capable of making decisions that are best for them. And having your identity wrapped up in this personality is, like, really toxic and harmful. And you don't need to forgive his behavior. You can maybe at a distance, when you start learning why you're actually upset about this stuff, but I don't think you're actually paying attention to what this person's systematically doing to you and your friends. I would give my life to see your divinity. Show me who God really is. Yeah, you may have some religious trauma. I do feel like, I don't know if you guys maybe got married young or had kids young, or like, yeah, like I feel like your version of divinity, like maybe you're really into gender roles. So like you're like, oh, divine feminine, when really it's just like men's role, or like a masculine lens thrown onto spirituality that doesn't actually deal with female empowerment. Um yeah, because like it's all about your body and has nothing to do with the fact that you are intelligent, and being present does not mean that you don't think about things. I don't know. There's a lot of BS out there, but I'm already rambling, so we're gonna keep going. Your pain kills me. I suffer along with you. Yeah, I feel like you're not the only one that's hurting from this, and it's not in your head that these guys are not treating you well. Okay, and I feel like you're trying to take on this person's pain when really it's your own pain being reflected back to you. I feel like you don't actually understand what this person's pain is, simply because he's not actually vulnerable with you. And I think he's deeply ashamed, because the opposite spectrum of this on the masculine side is deep, deep, deep insecurity and wounding, because he doesn't feel confident enough to go after the woman of his dreams, because he believes he needs to fight some kind of a battle in order to be worthy of love, to be worthy of you. And also, too, he has to feel like he needs to be in control, because he's afraid of God, he's afraid of his own divinity, he's afraid of his own masculinity. There's a lot of layers to it, but that is not your job to unpack for him. Or to journey with him, you know, because this is the type of person that he is not mature enough to have a relationship with a full-grown woman, especially a good one, you know? I'm sorry, I don't respect this type of energy. Let me touch the pain away. I want you. Yeah, oh god, yeah. I feel like this is the kind of guy, or this group has dealt with a lot of these guys that are like, yeah, let's just screw the pain away, you know? Let's have sex. Let me give you a massage. Let me do whatever. If you guys weren't having sex, what else do you gain out of it? If you took out sex and finances, what do you gain out of having this person around? If you really can't understand that you're using this to detach from the fact that you don't feel like you have control, and that you're trying to, you know, just figure yourself out, and like, maybe I'm just gonna manifest a guy. Like, no. They're relying on you not standing up for yourself and not believing in yourself, and using them to find fulfillment. You know, again, like I don't know too with this group, this might be a specific person, but I do feel like for some of you guys, you're like, oh, I want to do tantra, or I want to do like, you know, the only way to access my femininity is through sex. And it's like, yeah, but not with this type of person. This person does not open up the feminine at all. This is not true masculine energy. And that might blow your mind, but I'm going to tell you right now, authentic masculine energy is going to feel very different from this. This is just something you're used to. It's not a real solid masculine frequency. Because solid masculinity is not celebrated in the West, because, yeah, there's a lot of cultural things going on there. I will fight any motherfucker who comes between us. I am your soldier. Yeah, you guys want, like, this guy who's gonna, like, beat everybody up on his way to protect you. And that kind of guy isn't who you think he is. Like, that's like a very romanticized version. Like, this guy is not gonna protect you against somebody. I mean, maybe if there's like a bar fight going on, but like, this guy really doesn't protect anything other than himself. And if he did want to protect you, then he'd be taking care of you. Okay, he'd be protecting your finances. He'd be thinking about your family. He'd be making decisions instead of going off and hiding with his friends. Right? And if anything, you're more willing to fight other women because you're getting jealous about him at work or whatever, and like, you're the fighter, if anything, not him. And I think that's where another deep-rooted shame thing is the fact that when you leave this type of energy behind, you're going to be a lot stronger without him. You're going to realize how drained you were. And this person's going to realize, oh shit, all his armor falls off and he actually was not as strong. And so then you have to develop that strength in your kindness and your softness, but in your firmness, and understanding that fighting doesn't have to look like swords and shields. It can look soft and polite, and it can be gentle and strong and loud. You embody my deepest fantasies. Yeah, some of y'all, maybe you're gay. And you don't know it. That's okay. You know what I mean? If not, I do feel like there's a lot of romanticizing, though. You're putting a lot of energy into fantasizing about men and fictional men because you don't like what you see. And I think it's time you need to get out, go find a new crowd, go look for a different type of guy or a different kind of frequency. Okay, we've got mask, not showing true feelings. Yeah, make sure you're showing your true feelings to yourself and your body, because I think your body's telling you that something's wrong and it's okay. Love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Not enough, frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, heartbroken, the Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances. And coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Yep. Welcome to the shit show. Yeah, this is over. You know, I think when you start to heal and find yourself, I think you're going to realize you're better off without this person and better off without these generational traumas, without the lies. Ow. Ooh. Well, I just pulled something in my foot. Yeah. Maybe you're going to go on a wellness journey. Figure out how to help your joints. We've got Archangel Michael. So we've got double confirmation Archangel Michael and here. Yeah, if you want a example of what masculine frequency feels like, feel Archangel Michael. That frequency, if you can sense energies, that's a little bit more close to divine masculinity than anything. We've got patience. Yeah, be patient. If you're looking for a relationship with a person, wait till you heal a little bit. Or, like, just learn to choose better, if that makes sense. Because some of you guys want to have children, and you're like, all right, I know a lot of the guys around me in my local area aren't that great, but, like, I want to have kids so bad. Well, in that case, at least make sure you're choosing a partner that's viable and financially stable and not a liar. Okay, because that's the last thing you need, is to have children with someone who will constantly let you down. And that's not good for the kids either, okay? Like, remember, they're babies that will turn into future adults, okay? They're not just always cute and shiny at the beginning, okay? We've got hostilities. Man, look at these, all this masculine energy, dang, okay? Because, like, we've got hostilities with this dude with a sword, we've got Archangel Michael with a sword, and then we got this one here, which is the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, right? And you got this dude with long hair. I don't know, maybe you guys, like, you've got a variety to your fantasies. Yeah, I don't know. It's super interesting. 2 of them got long hair. This woman has dreads. Okay, and then we've got financial constraints, kind of in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're resisting learning about financials, or, like, finances, because you're scared. But I don't think you're scared of money itself. I think you're afraid of relying on yourself and needing to rely on others that are not men. Because I think you're subconsciously afraid that if I'm too strong, then men are going to come after me. Or they're not going to want me anymore. And that's not true at all. There are plenty of men out there that will gladly say, hey, if you take care of the finances, I'll take care of XYZ. I'll take care of the yard. I'll take care of whatever. Like, there's all kinds of men out there. And I think, like, that's another thing that, like, looking at that variety of men, that's telling me that maybe you need to expand your choices. Maybe you keep looking for the same guys that look the same because that's your green flags, when really it's just a societal expectation. My eyes getting drawn to, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Yeah. Figure out what you're afraid of in your heart space, in your sex life, get in touch with that divine masculine frequency, and then open yourself up. Because then I think you're going to find a partner that's a much better fit for you than these douchebags. For some reason, I was about to say closeted douchebags because I was like, that's not like a slight against gay people. It's more of like these people that are like hiding behind doors where they're super toxic behind closed doors. I don't know. This is like, ugh. I don't like this. I don't know. But anyways, though, all that energy is going to get cleared out and you're going to be transformed into a much stronger, gentler version of you. And then maybe you're going to find your Prince Charming. Who knows? Anyways, though, y'all, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this message. And if you would like a personal message from me or want a personal reading, consider booking me. Link is down in the description below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for your time and energy, and I will see you next time. Take care. Best of luck on your healing.